Oh, I think we are live. I think we are live. Hey, everybody. How are you? I hope you're doing pretty fantastic. I know I am. I hope you're all doing well. I figured we'd do a little bit of shuffle up and heal. Had a little mishap with the schedule, and I ended up being a little free tonight. And I feel about that, but I'm happy to be with you. Thanks so much for joining us. Oh, let me know you're alive. Let me know you're out there. I see some of you have already kind of tuned in on the old YouTube side of things. Look at that. You guys jumping right on. Holy Toledo. I forgot where my mouth is. What? What? There's plenty of time for that, wouldn't you say? Oh gosh, everybody. All right. Well, I'm gonna be on live here. Got about an hours or so. We got a little time here. I owe you guys, I think. Now I'm gonna have to shuffle up my cards here, doing the tarot class thing. Had to divide up my cards a little bit for the class to be able to show the seasons and how it all kind of comes together. And then out of the blue, out of nowhere, we're going to be doing readings today. Hope everybody's doing well. What's going on? What's new in the world? What's up? What's going on? Did you guys enjoy that Uranus squared Venus last week? At the beginning of the week when, love bombing was like the way of the world. And, people were kind of like, I don't know why I'm so emotional, but I'm emotional. You might have been sleepy. You might have been a little sleepy time. You might have been a little bit, you might have been a little get up and go. You might have been like, what am I doing here? Don't disrespect me. I better get some RESPECT. You can find out what it means to me. Call me after this Venus squared Uranus. Or maybe you decided to wield the sword a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it sounds like there might be a theme tonight. Might have yielded the sword a touch, just a little bit. Lord knows that you might have been a little angry, quick and sudden change when Uranus goes square to Mars. Makes you a little bit kind of on edge. Maybe your boss pulls you into the office on a Thursday afternoon, not Friday, not first thing Friday, not first thing Monday, Thursday, and goes, we've taken a look at your TPS reports. And then you're like, but I don't have any TPS reports. that wasn't me. And then they're like, it kind of looks like you. And then you go, but I wasn't even here on that day. And they said, doesn't matter, no excuses. Right? Or quick and sudden, like, I don't know what this is, but I feel like I need to never talk to you again. Oh my gosh. I mean, listen, let's be honest. The universe just does you solids all the time, right? Hope you guys can hear me okay. Well, hello there. Hello, Paula. Hello, Esther. Hello, Addie. Tina, yes, very much so. Tammy. Did I say two to Tammy here? Tart and Spice. I love that name. Come on. Nice organ, Brandon. I get that a lot. I used to play one. Hold on a second. I used to play one similar to that. My aunt willed it to me. Well, I actually have a great story about this. About this Hammond B. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. Little plug for you, Facebook. Pony up. Oh, a penny? Thanks for coming, everybody. And it's a really cool story. So I go to pick it up, right? And by the way, this will be everybody kind of jumping on, hanging out, doing the thing. Love it. We'll give it a few minutes. Love it when you guys all show up. Then we'll do some card readings. Yeah, I got my cards here. Ooh, let's see. Oh, King of Swords. Let's see what else. We're also going to work with the Leo Marchetti. And how about the Ace of Pentacles right out of the gate in the middle of it? We're also going to be using this other deck here. What happened? These are inspiration cards. Let's see what this one has to say. I hold space for myself and others. So we're going to be wrapping some things up with some inspirational cards too. I have a lot of fun. By the way, guys, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Send to your friends. Have a great time with that. Have a little surprise off screen. Anyways, back to me. So this organ, right? My organ. So it is. I just answer it. And they said, listen, I said, how much do you want for it? And they said, nothing, just get it. Just get it out of our house. And the thing's a cool, I don't know, 350, 400 pounds. It's a little heavy. And I'm like, I still think I'm like 22 in my head. So I'm like, I got this. I pick things up, I put them down. Like I'm totally like, okay, yeah, no problem. I got this, right? Well, then I get there and I start having the conversation with them. Well, lo and behold, I have this wonderful conversation with this daughter who lost her father. And her father was actually a resident musician at SPAC. And those of you that aren't in upstate New York, Saratoga Performance Arts Center, they have did you say my font is huge? Oh yeah, the font is huge. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anyways, so he was a resident musician for SPAC, and he played at some other venues here locally up and down the East Coast, just a short drive down in New York City, and he was a trumpeter. Not the nonsense in orange. I mean, he would play trumpet professionally. And I asked, well, who's his favorite person that he played with? And he said it would have to be a couple. One of them, all-time favorite, though, is Liberace. And sure enough, that's why I call the organ Liberace. This organ, Liberace. Be specific, Brandon. Be specific. And so I've just had this great relationship with them, and I sent them a picture of it here, and then they were like, how do you, and sure enough, she's like, oh my gosh, you're a medium, so forth and so on. So it was just kind of, she loved the fact that it went to a good home. She loved the fact that, and by the way, I goof on it. I have a good time with it. At any given time, you could poke your head in here and just see me sitting here kind of playing around with it. But anyway, so a lot of fun things. I have a couple of surprises up my sleeve. We have some changes. I was supposed to be someplace tonight, didn't work out. Long story about, pros and cons and that sort of thing. And it's all good. You're always where you're supposed to be. I'm supposed to be right here. I'm supposed to deliver a message here. And that's kind of cool. I have, I really pulled back on my time out there. By the way, I want all of you in Central New York to mark your calendar. I'm going to have another date here soon. But the first date you need to be aware of is that second week in July. Gina, the second week in July. Tina, will you just tell Gina to get on? I'm going to be in Sylvan Beach. I'm actually going to be there for a couple of dates. That's second weekend after the 4th of July. I think it's the 11th and the 12th. I'm going to be up in Sylvan Beach at the Oneida Art Center. And I'm going to be doing some work there. I'm going to be doing some mediumship. I'm also going to be doing some music. I have some more surprises for you down the road. That guitar is not just for show. I know where the strings go. I have some, I'm going to actually have some of my own music out later on this month. So hard at work recording. I couldn't finish some of it today that I wanted to. My voice is just a little bit off. Look at this. I tried to shave myself. I can't. No, we're going to need to do that. Happy that you're here too, Judy. Thank you so much. Kim, good to hear you. Melanie Seppo, do not know your name. You're new here. Thank you for coming. Lady Ann, as always. Aaron, good to see you. Haiti, good to see you as well. Jen, look at you go. I'm sorry, I clicked on it there. I thought I was trying to get the picture there. Over on the YouTube side of it. Carl, thanks so much. Tina, thanks for joining. By the way, Maria, Diane, Jim, oh my gosh. Me talking about all of the resident musicians, sometimes, people that are resident actors and directors. Alicia, good to see you. Esther, Addie, it looks like I'm kind of folding over again, but glad that you guys are here. You sent her a text. Oh my God, you did. Tiffany, good to see you as well. Yeah, and I also learned a valuable lesson. Just because you have mediumship, just because you work with spirit on a regular basis, doesn't mean that sometimes you get into precarious positions that aren't beneficial to you. And it's boy, you turn the corner and you're like, hey, I'm 51 years old. I should kind of know better. And sometimes you don't, and that's okay. But I will continue to keep my compass towards helping people and giving people shots and helping people along the way. And I had to change, things that I had in my schedule, and I was really hesitant to promote it, everything that I was involved with here over the next couple of weeks. And it just all coming into March, I thought it was going to be one way. Here we are on the 15th, the Ides of March. And I'm realizing who's got my back. Just something to be said. Just saying. And it's not really, this isn't directed towards any one particular thing, but it's not deception. First of all, I want to get that out of the air. It's not about deception. It's more about recognizing that sometimes some things are really meant for you and some things aren't meant for you. It may seem like it's deception. It's not. It's just not meant for you, right? So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and just let go of the stuff that, okay, it's not meant for me. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. That person, that situation, that whatever. And you get yourself to a certain point and you can beat yourself up as much as you want. You really, truly can. Don't. I've been writing this book called Return on Energy for a while now. And one of the things that I'm really recognizing is that even when you think you wasted your time, even when you think you were taken for a ride, even if you feel you were lied to, deceived, even if you feel like it was a waste of time, it wasn't. Absolutely none of it wasn't, because you got the experience, and that's the human condition. That's what you're always going to get out of it. And it's not always even. As a matter of fact, it is rarely even. Dare I even say it's never even, right? But there are some things that you need to have it go your way sometimes, right? It's that organic return on energy. And, I have to talk to you about one of my favorite movies of all time. What? And I'll be introducing these characters as we go along, but you certainly know them. I feel like I should be putting a name tag on him. And all I want to say is that, I've been in the revenge business for so long. I don't know what else I could do. Don't get into the revenge business. Don't get into the revenge business at all. It is not worth it. It is not good energy. It is far better for them to never really know where you're going with things and surprise them. And always start every sword fight left-handed. Because in the end, it is inconceivable. Does he really have action figures to play with? He really does. He really does. And you know why? Because I am still a kid at heart. And you know what? I only dog paddle. Anyways, the princess is somewhere around here. It's my business where she is. Anyways, good to see you guys. Chris, yes, I did see you a little bit earlier there too. Mary, Esther, Manuela, thank you so much from the other side. Yes, Penny and I had a great set together. We're gonna have more. Don't worry. We really did. Yeah, Jamie, you're a lefty. Well, then always start every sword fight with your left hand. I am going to have some more astrology out there. Thank you for asking. Colleen, how are you? I want to make sure that I give everybody shout outs here. But the Princess Bride gives us a great dialogue about what's good in the wood and what's good in the hood. What's good in the wood. That's something different, Brandon. That's my other channel. But you've got to kind of recognize that sometimes when people do things, it's not because of you, it's because of them, right? And there's a certain part of that I want to kind of throw my hands up and say, but they should have known better. And that's okay too. You contribute your energy the way that you see fit. And when you want to unplug it, you can unplug it. You don't have to answer anybody. You don't have to answer any questions. You no longer have to apply an obligation. Because there's something in that obligation that changed, whether it's them or you or whatever. Okay. How you treat it, and lots of lefties. Also your own channel over there. Hey, Kat, how are you? Jen, I'm poking fun at you. Monica, how are you? But recognizing that think about The Princess Bride. It's this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful story that really is innocent, right? It could have been sullied up in a hurry, but it wasn't. You've got everything from the archetypes of every fantasy adventure movie, right? You have the swashbuckler, and then you have the damsel in distress, and then you have the entrepreneur, and then you have kind of the brute force, and then you have revenge, and then you have pompousness and arrogance who can track falcons on a cloudy day, and all that other good stuff. And the point of this is that you have every single character from The Princess Bride in your life. Hold on. You have that person that will always be the martyr. There will be that person that always thinks they're just smarter than everybody. You'll get the shyster. You'll get the person that's just that lovable lump that just doesn't know any better and just thinks that they're doing the right thing. Then you'll have that person that'll defend. You have that person that'll stand up for everybody else. And then you'll have that other person that changes because once they realize that it's not worth it to be angry anymore, then they lose their identity. You have every single character from The Princess Bride in your life. Every single one of them. Figure it out. Sit down. Figure it out. That's your homework, everybody. That is your homework. Lisa, how are you? Yeah, Mary Jo bringing up narcissism here. I'll go back to that in a second. Sharon, hello. Haiti, yeah, Andre the Giant. I actually saw one wrestling match. My uncle brought me to it. I was actually like 15. I was actually a little bit older. And it was Coco Beware against Randy Macho Man Savage. Oh, yeah. I do impressions. And not on the bill, Andre the Giant came in. Hulk. It was leading up to like WrestleMania 5 or 6 or something, one of those. And they made appearances, but they weren't wrestling. They came down and Mean Gene Okerlund was like, Andre the Giant, what do you think about the latest thing that Hulk Hogan did? And he just looks in the camera and he goes, "You in trouble." All right, okay, all right. Good script writing, everybody. I still think it's real. Anyways, just kidding. It's about as real as our politics. It's funny. We call fake news, but yet World Wrestling Federation, WWE, became the biggest entertainment venue in the world. Like, it's insane. It is insane. Oh yeah, I love a good Andre the Giant. Right? Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Coco Beware. Oh, I knew them all. British Bulldogs. Oh, Cinema Therapy. Yeah. That's a good outlet. Yeah, and The Princess Bride also reminds you to still be a kid. That's a great point there, Tart and Spice, and you might not be able to see it on YouTube, but Tart and Spice made a really good point about, Princess Bride is one of those innocence markers where if you appeal to that, then you're going to be okay, right? But it was actually teaching us how to kind of interact with people, how to stay forward in the adventure, right? I mean, think about how many times you've been in a position and then it's like what you make of it. Think about it. First of all, you need a good reason to go through something, right? Then it's what you do when you get there. Like, what do you make of your adventure? Well, let's just talk about the fire swamp for a second. The fire could be quite a turn, but it's actually quite nice. He just has this casualness about him, and he was calm. She's scared out of her freaking mind because she's a damsel in distress. She's playing her role. But he's the brave one, basically going like, oh, yeah, whatever could have happened. And am I the only one that still gets anxiety for how long they're there? Am I the only one that held my breath to see if I could hold my breath as long as Wesley did when he dove in? Am I the only one? I'm just telling you. I'm not the only one. I'm just telling you I'm one of you. Right? Oh, Max and the wife. We'll get to that in a second, too. I'm not a witch. I'm your wife. Right? Carl bringing up how much of your life's experience can you actually call factual or real? Well, there's something to be said for you'll never know the truth. Other people's opinions are none of your business. How about that one? You'll never know the full story. You'll never get the whole story. Even when you truly know somebody, you might not know them fully, and that's okay. You have to respect that. Think about when two people meet one another. Do you tell them every detail? Oh, by the way, if you think of the absolute worst thing you've ever done, the worst thing, I don't mean that thing. I don't mean the thing where you can be like, yeah, but I mean the thing that is inexcusable. I mean the time when you did that thing because of the thing, and afterwards you were like, oh my God, I'm going to hell for this one. That thing. And by the way, everybody's got one of those things. What if when you met somebody as a friend, you had to give them your friend resume, and that thing, that god awful thing was at the top? Ooh. Well, that changes everything. Do you think you'd be friends with anyone? Holy Toledo. So you're never going to know somebody 100%, and that's okay. But are you comfortable with them? Do they hear you? Do they respect you? Where are you today? You know, that's the biggest reason why relationships fall apart, because you might think that you could control them. Meanwhile, they're unloading baggage left and right. They have things that have happened in their life that have led you to that point. They were a free agent for a reason. How did they get there? And then all of a sudden you find out why they got there. Oh my gosh. You did what to those mice? I don't know. It was a moment of weakness. Right? You know, maybe, you know, just because you thought you were doing science experiments, but what you were really doing is seeing how many years of their life you could suck out of them. It's like, I thought I was doing it for science. I'm not talking about those things. Those things are almost kind of like weirdly like, why didn't you grow a conscience? I'm talking about the things that you knew were wrong and you did it anyways. Imagine leading with that. Just be okay with never knowing the full story. Because if you knew the full story, you wouldn't talk to anybody. We would be so antisocial, right? Like, one of the things that I love and I can't stand about the WWEF, whatever they're called, the WWEFG, is that now they're doing all the documentaries on the back end of it. And I love a good Andre the Giant story. You know, Terry Hogan, the whole 9 yards. It's like, I was playing the bad guy and I was whatever. And it's like the mystique is gone, right? That's the part that I'm kind of like, whatever. I kind of liked it in my own mind that Boris Zukov was literally representing the Soviet Union. My heart broke when my uncle said to me, oh, he lives up in apartment 4C. He comes down for the barbecue every, you know, when he's home during, you know, here in the apartment complex. His real name is Tony, but, you know, whatever. It's like, one part of me is like, wow, that's really cool. And then I'm like, he's supposed to be the mad Russian guy. Oh, and the Iron Sheik, one of his best friends. What? Oh, yeah. He brings over, his wife brings over potato salad. Yeah, he's an ex-Marine, hangs out with everybody, plays baseball with the kids. He's the arch enemy, right? But don't you realize, though, that like sometimes you don't want the full thing? You don't want the full story out of it? Think about The Princess Bride. Think about when Wesley was telling her the story. Boy, that's intimacy, isn't it? He's in the fire swamp, which, by the way, represents the dark night of the soul, everybody. Wesley says, guess what, Princess Buttercup? I don't care. I don't care that you were somewhere else. I don't care who you were with. I want to be with you. Ooh. Ooh. Just got PG-13, didn't it? And then as they're walking through the fire swamp, he's explaining to her, I was on the ship. They changed over the crew. Next thing you know, he's saying to me, good luck, get a good night's sleep. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. And then that next crew comes in, and then he says, you're the Dread Pirate Roberts. Meanwhile, the legend of everything that person, Dread Pirate Roberts, had become was now embodied into this person. How many times do we do that? Where you give them the title of the next person in common titles: friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, husband, wife, whatever. Then you step into that. How many times does the old story of that title get culminated into that person? And it's not necessarily fair. It's not necessarily who they were. During the dark night of the soul, you actually go through an ego death. Literally an ego death. By the way, that's what they go through. By the way, when they come out of it, after being attacked by rodents of unusual size, which, by the way, if you do the dark night of the soul right, there's some fire, there's some quicksand, and there's a little biting, if you know what I mean. Anyways, but then on the other side of that, what happens when they come out of the fire swamp? Accountability. The thing that they were running from the beginning was waiting for them at the other side of it. But what happened? They had their value, they had their time, they had that connection. That kind of connection that you should have together when you come out of it and you're ready to face the consequences. Surrender. Okay, I accept. Doesn't work that way, does it? Then there's the entire conversation about, if you promise to let him go, that negotiation that we think we have after the dark night of the soul. If you promise to let him go, then I'll marry you. Right? Guess what? What happens in the end? And by the way, he never said, she never responded. They never said, I love you. Fawn boy, fetch me that picture. As you wish. It's actually about soulmates, finding one another, and being able to go through the dark night of the soul. It's being able to recognize that other person being the light. And everybody else is just players. And by the way, you can have your favorite players. Right? And by the way, you may you may just have a fire cloth sitting around somewhere. Right? Maybe able to light yourself on fire and scare everyone. You may be able to fight left-handed. And by the way, what happens once he goes through that whole death machine and he's like, oh my God, I am so beat up. And by the way, if you go through the dark night of the soul, Wesley, you will go through a torture device somehow. And then what do? Then you start to plead. Then you start to beg. Then you go to somebody like Miracle Max. I'm going to give you a shortcut. Just eat some M&Ms. Get it? M&M, Miracle Max. Thank you. I'll be here all night. An MLT, where the mutton sliced nice and thin. Anyways, I'm not a witch. I'm your wife. And then sure enough, you're asking for miracles. What did that pill really do? It told him to rest. I mean, by the way, you could also make the argument that the pill that he gave him represents all the chocolate that you eat during the dark night of the soul. Am I right, ladies? Do I have my target audience? Thank you very much. But he had to have somebody just give him wisdom, give him belief that he was going to be okay. And by the way, that other side of it, for you to get through it, it does take a miracle. Have fun storming the castle. Do you think they'll do it? It'll take a miracle. All of a sudden, you watch these movies and they have such deep meaning. By the way, how do you beat a bully? You stand up to them. No, I'm not going to turn this into something political, but no matter how weak he was, he still stood up to the prince. Prince Humperdinck was a tool. He was not qualified, he was not able, and he certainly wasn't quick on his feet. However, he never was told no, and he was finally told no. So recognize, after you go through the dark night of the soul, that you have worthiness to stand up to whatever is facing you. And most of the time, you'll find out that it's not even real. Hope you like that summary, everybody. How did you like it? It was inconceivable. I'm going to have fun with this. And by the way, if you don't have fun with me, it's a you problem. It's not a me problem. It's a you problem. Let's just kind of establish that right out of the gate and make sure you guys understand that. Perfect. Well, thank you, Francesca. I appreciate that. Good to see you too, Cindy Lou Who. Crystal, thank you, Crystal, asking for reading. Yes. We'll get to some here. Had that soulmate once, but the hardest person to love. Oh, Sharon, that's a great story. Lasted 45 years, 25 marriages, 20 best friend. Heart taps. I know what's going on. Jasmine, thanks so much for saying hello. Donna, great to see you. Yeah, sometimes you just got to call it out and stand on your feet and kind of, be a rock star about it, right? All right, guys, make sure you click like and subscribe. Hope you guys kind of have fun with this. I know I'm going to have fun with this. Got some eclipses coming up next week. By the way, there's a lunar eclipse. There's a lunar eclipse coming up. Happens to be March 25th. Anything going on March 25th? Maybe a court date or something? I don't know. I'm just going to let you know that there are ways that the universe really enjoys letting us know that it's still in charge. Just going to let you know that right now, right out of the game. I'm going to be using 3 decks of cards here. I am going to be using the traditional tarot. This is the Rider-Waite, the one that everybody gets under the Christmas tree. This is the one that you work with, the one that I teach with, and the ones that you have to have a basis of understanding. And then once you get that down, you can learn all of the other decks. And then I also have the Leo Marchetti Grand Royale, one of my favorite decks of all time. It will be yours too. You will call it pretty. You will call it adorning. And I will tell you it is pretty kick-ass. It's one of the best out there. And then I'm also going to be using these inspirational cards to top it off. You're going to get 3, then 3, then 1. You're going to get 3 of the Terror of the Rider-Waite. You're going to get 3 of the Leo Marchetti, and then you're going to get 1 of the inspiration to keep you going on your way. Hope you guys are doing well. Why don't we talk about the energy of this upcoming eclipse? Why don't we just get that going right now? Holy Toledo TBR, here we are. Oh, where is my, I'll move this right. Am I in the camera? You see my packaging right there. Not that packaging. My Lord, what is up with you guys? How do you guys live with yourself, really? I'm trying to get it mostly in the camera. Hold on a second. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do my adjustment here. Aha. I think I figured it out. Whew. Let's not have those go flying everywhere. I'm a consummate professional, everybody, just not on Fridays and during lives. So we got that going on. Okay. Yeah, I got these off the internet, by the way. And Inigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepare to die. By the way, that represents ancestral wounds and wanting to heal. Just to let you know, all these buzzwords. I got packaging over there. You'll just have to live with it. Let's just kind of set the stage here. I figure out where my, there we go. That's what I was looking to do. This way we can get the most amount of coverage right there. Let's do a rollout here. Let's talk about the energy of the day. Let's talk about where we're going to go with things. Let's get going here. Let's go pulling out somebody. We're going to go with the first person to comment. Even before I got on. Oh my gosh, Jen 601, you said hello. Look at you guys. I hope you're still on over there on the YouTube side. By the way, podcast is getting its sponsor. Had to kind of pull some things, make sure it kind of got lined up. Got some exciting news coming out of that. If you become a member, $2.99 a month, that's it. You can be an audience member. You're going to get heads up of what the guests are, when they're coming on, and you get to be a part of the audience. Oh, just sign up. Hey, Jen, sweet. Glad I could watch. How about, look at this. Doing you solid from way back, class of 91. Here we go. 2 of Cups comes out, by the way. Oh, The Tower card in reverse. Everybody's just like, uh-oh, he's heating up quick. And then we're going to give you the Ace of Pentacles. I love this right out of the gate. This is really talking about a little bit of the love life, a little bit of that friendship stuff that we're talking about. But guess what? The Tower card, by the way, doesn't that kind of look like the end when they're all jumping out and jumping on the horse? Just a little bit. But it's in reverse, which means that you might have dodged a bullet. You might have dodged a bullet here with the Tower in reverse, and then you've got the Ace of Pentacles. Well, guess what the Ace of Pentacles is? This is about divine intervention. Dare I say, maybe Graham looking out for you going, pay attention to this. Go ahead and do a drive by their house. And you're like, what? I don't do that. And then she's like, just go ahead and go. And then all of a sudden, permanency revealed. Just going to let you know that. All right, Jen, here we go. I hope you're still on here, by the way. 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands comes out about decision. That's about you making a decision about how much you're going to go with this. By the way, how about a little bit of karmatic justice here, right here against the Tower card? Justice card comes out and really kind of talks about, excuse me, we'd like to do the right thing here. We would like the right thing to come out. By the way, this is you. You might have had a charity case on your hands. Just to let you know, Jen, you might have had a charity case on your hands. You might have said, I kind of get a feeling in all of this. I don't know if I kind of like it. By the way, I'm going to dive deep into this deck here, give you some sound advice, I love these cards, actually. These are really cool cards. Return on energy. The energy I put out is equal to the energy I receive. How about that for a return on energy? So this is you actually not getting taken. I mean, not like that. I mean, everybody wants to be taken. You know what I'm saying? No, know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? But Jen, what a sweet spot for you. This is about talking about the decision that you made where you were like, it might be a little too good to be true, but you needed this lesson. Then put on full stop reverse, Tower in reverse. Then that Ace of Pentacles, the abundance card from beyond. This is fantastic. By the way, you are good enough. You are smart enough, and doggone it, people love you. And then to give and receive equally? Come on. That's fantastic. By the way, guys, I do keep my deck continuous. So this is the only time you're going to see the 2 of Cups here. Right out of the gate. What does that mean for you? Whew. Jen, I'm so glad you were able to watch live. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you tuning in. Thanks so much. All right, we're going to go here. By the way, I'm going to get a whole bunch of these. Kim, are you laughing at me? Do you find me funny? Funny how? Funny like a clown. By the way, we'll do this with none other than Goodfellas at some point. Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe my Shuffle Up and Deal should just be theme-based like that. Like The Princess Bride. Like these movies. Right? All right, Kim, here we go. Knight of Cups. Enter the dynamic here, Kim. Of course, you crack me up. Wait, hold on a second. Also, I get that a lot. The Knight of Cups shows up. This is kind of a little bit immature, but a very certain type of love, a proposal. Maybe it's about you stepping into the next realm of things, if you will. Then Queen of Cups. Fantastic card for you. By the way, if this is the King of Cups, I'm going to have to go back. Oh, no, it's not. But here we go. And then you get the 3 of Cups. By the way, did I tell you I just did a whole thing with my class and had to kind of sort it out? So you might get some repeat cards in this, and that's okay. That's just the way Spirit's going to work. So you got the Knight of Cups, something new. This is you kind of being at the center where you're self-love and you're being introverted, but you're being mature about it. And then the 3 of Cups. Time to celebrate. Maybe you're overcoming something. Maybe you're kicking ass and taking names. Oh, by the way, is he bald? Is he bald? Is that what we're getting at here? Because the Emperor shows up. Oh boy, yeah. This is Aries energy, by the way. This is some really good energy. You got it, Jen. Thanks so much for saying hi. Oh, love this. Ooh. I am woman, hear me roar. Kim, you're kicking ass and taking names. You know who you are. This is a maturity thing. I think that this is a type of feel and read that when you've been through something on the other side of it, you're like, okay, we're going to be strong enough. This is Mom's side of it. Wow. Three of Cups, and then the Ten of Cups. The eternal happiness. The, hey, I don't care how it looks like, but I'm going to be happy. Nice blended family here. We don't always plan out that. But guess what we do plan out? Right? We don't always plan out the blended family. We don't always plan out the this, the that, the other thing. We don't plan on the other person doing blah, 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 blah. And maybe people get sick. Maybe people get ill. Maybe people leave early and all that other stuff. But look at you landing on your feet. By the way, those of you that do tarot that watch this and see this, and you're sitting there going, that's kind of a powerhouse thing. Yeah, Kim's kind of a powerhouse thing. How about this for some advice, though? Breathe. Everything is happening exactly as it should be. Oh, come on, Kim. Kim, this is a super cool read. Just going to let you know that right now. By the way, your check cleared. I'm only kidding. But Kim, thanks for joining us. I want to get out there to everybody today. Kim, thanks so much. Say hello to the whole team out there. You know who they are. You know who they are. I'm just going to keep going, everybody. I'm just going to keep going. Sharon, how are you? I know, long time, first time, right? I'm sorry, first time, long time. Well, here we go. How about a little justice going on here? Also representing Libra energy, not just justice, but let's bring in the journey for you. And then let's talk about the kick-ass dominating. It's just beauty. Just beauty. I am woman, hear me roar. Here we go. The justice card comes out. It's an 11. You've got the 6, and then you've got the 3. A couple of things going on here. The flow of this is actually about kind of like setting the stage of things, balance, making sure you're good. The 6 of Swords is actually about a journey. It's not good. It's not bad. It's a journey. You got to go through it. So whatever you went through, you realize your own personal value. The Empress, the Venus card, the one that comes out that sits here and says, I don't really see anything wrong with my tiara. This is you showing up at work on a Monday morning in a tiara and asking people to get your coffee. I'm just letting you know. Now, that doesn't mean you become a diva, obviously, because nobody likes a diva at the end of the day. However, what we do like is somebody that knows who they are, and that's what this spread is. All right, somebody needed to come back into balance. This is another woman. Maybe this is a relationship with your mom, daughter, whatever the case may be, Sharon. Out of all of those swords, the Ace of Swords comes out, lets you know that this is a different mindset. This is you being able to think through it and you being able to recognize that you were supposed to go through it the way you went through it. And then a new idea. This is new for you, standing up for yourself. Maybe it's in the last 10 years. Maybe it's in the last 10 days. I don't know. Not pulling out timing on this one. But I will tell you, you know what I really dig? I really dig this about you. You can give up. You can give up. This isn't an easy thing. Doesn't last forever. But it is not an easy journey. All right. What kind of advice can the advice cards go? Oh, geez, a whole bunch of words. I'm just going to hold it up and then read it off the screen. I trust the universe to bring the right people, the right circumstances into my life at the right time. Sharon, that's your new mantra. That is your new mantra, right? HLM, I see you. Don't you worry. Hang out, everybody. Kim, thank you for the feedback. Sharon, hope this resonates with you. Great job as always. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming in. Guys, I hope you like and subscribe to my channel over there on YouTube. Even if you're in the Facebook world, go over there, like and subscribe. Please share with people. I'm going to have some more videos out there. Figured out my schedule. Figured out my drive. Figured out where I'm going with this. A little bit more each day. Little bit more each day. Crystal, hang on. I got a couple of people here. By the way, Sharon, that was for the Jimmy Superfly stuff. So much so. Hey, Jen H, hope you're still out there. We're coming up here next. Addie, hope you're still there. Jeef J Strongbow, thank you very much. That wasn't social appropriation at all. That wasn't. No, we didn't lose out on any of that, did we? We didn't lose out on any of that. All right, Addie, here we go. Here comes the sun. George Harrison showing up going, thanks so much for coming. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. 3 of Wands comes out. Life is a highway. And then the 7 of Pentacles. Guess what? There's still work to be done, and that's okay. That is okay. Bright, sunshiny people. The Three of Wands comes out because it actually represents what you know, what you're currently at, and where you want to go to. 1, 2, 3. One behind, one next to, one in front of. Right? And then you've got the Seven of Pentacles here. And or the Eight of Pentacles, rather. I called it the Seven. It's the Eight. It is also, in terms of timing, Christmas time. It's also known as the Carpenter card. Go ahead and put that one together if you don't mind. Here we go. Lover's card comes out. This is about choices. You have chosen to be happy no matter what you have been through. How about that? And then what's behind you, what's beside you, what's in front of you? You got the Wounded Warrior here. I have a little bit of a disadvantage here because I do kind of know some of you people. Hello, Sean. How are you? The Wounded Warrior comes out with your adventure. We're going to keep going. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles and then the Six of Swords. This is about the spiritual journey. You got to keep working at it. If you get challenged in faith, don't give up. If you get challenged in how things kind of look one way and go the other way, by the way, people do talk about you at the baseball field, at the softball field. They can't help it. It's what they do. Just let them talk. Just, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Guess what? Then on the other side of that, realize that it's part of their journey too. It's also jealousy. I'm sorry, did you hear that? It's also jealousy. People get jealousy. They get jealous. They get jealous your kid's good. They get jealous that you can't imagine the ride home because you laugh and you get Burger King and then you see how many nuggets you can eat in one sitting. I am the world champion. Oh, yeah. I did have a Slim Jim eating contest once. I won and then subsequently lost. I'll let you figure it out. But here you go. Here's a little inspiration along the way. My relationships are filled with love, laughter, and true joy. Right? Awesome stuff, guys. Awesome stuff. I'm just going to barrel through these, guys. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep it going. Keep it going. Let's mix it up a little bit. How about if somebody lets me know who did the title song for The Princess Bride? Who did the title song for The Princess Bride? And we're going to go right here. I love this. Crystal, I am. Crystal, you asked. Here we go. Who wrote the title song for Princess Bride? All right, Crystal, here you go. You asked for a reading. The Three of Pentacles comes out. A little bit of secretiveness, but it is about unity. It is about striking deals. It's also about recognizing what you need to let go, right? It's the judicious release of energy and thoughts and mind, and it's about making decisions. You asked for a reading. Can't wish for a sunny day and be upset when it's 100 degrees. Help is on the way, though. This is about the Two of Pentacles. Kind of a little bit of business dealing, but it's also one of the soulmate cards. Like I kind of thought we were in it to win it, kids. Right? We're connected there. But guess what? You did take the high roll. Practically perfect in every way. The Nine of Pentacles comes out, or as I like to call it, the Mary Poppins card. Shows itself here against the Five of Swords, which lets you know that you made the right choices. It's going to hurt for a little bit. It's going to hurt. Crystal, so sorry to tell you this. Don't wreck the messenger, but the messenger's got hope for you because we're going to pull in a card of inspiration. Just kind of doing a little bit of a recap here. Kind of something behind the scenes. Might have even been something where you were like, I can't fully tell this person everything that I feel. I just can't. Right? You're an after school special. They're going to the prom with everybody else but me, and I'm right here. Guess what? You look pretty in pink. Go get dressed. Ducky's a fine option, but what do you really want? If you don't get my 80s references, you're going to click off. I'm just telling you. You'll eventually say, see you later, bye. But look at this, though. You decide to leave it behind, but you weren't mean about it. You were like, you take your stuff and I'll take mine. Nine of Pentacles comes out and sits there and says, you've evolved. You're ready to elevate here. You're doing it the right way. You're conserving your time, your money, your efforts, your love. Two of Swords comes out because you're supposed to pay attention to your intuition, make your choices from it. The Three of Swords comes out and kind of goes like, hey, that's kind of the end of the road for me. I'm going to pull a card from the bottom of the deck across the top of this. Crystal, I think you deserve this one. I'm going to go bottom of the deck, so nobody else would have gotten this anyways. And the, oh yeah, Page of Pentacles comes out. You know what this is saying to you? Got to move on. Page of Pentacles is a new idea. It's a new practical thing. By the way, I kind of like this reading all of a sudden. Nine of Pentacles is the hard work that you put into it. You need to take that hard work. Remember what I said about the experience is always worth it? Ta freaking da. Hello. Look at this. It shows up. It literally says, hey, how you doing? It says, go ahead and pay attention to that. Let's give a card of inspiration. What do we got here? Energy flows where attention goes. Uh-oh, drop the mic. By the way, I'm sorry to let you know, or I'm sorry to let the other people in your life know. You are only going to spend time where you are reciprocated. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Written by Willie DeVille and performed by Mark Knopfler. Crystal, hope you found solace in that. I'm going to get to as many people. Yeah, now you have to go watch the movie, Denise. I'm going to read as many people as I can here. Gosh, I love this. Love this. Kira, thanks so much. I'm gonna get you guys in queue. Really, our old friend Esther got it. It is performed by Mark Knopfler, but the song was actually written by Willie DeVille. Both are correct. So we've got our queue all set, guys. We're going to do a couple more here. Esther, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. All right, Esther, here we go. Oh, Wounded Warrior right out of the gate. The Nine of Wands. Good news, though. You're ready to elevate and get stepped up a little bit. Little bit of emotions on ice here. King of Swords comes up, or as I call it, the dad belt. You know, that emotional thing that is 100% like, hey, dad's right here. You know, remember when dad used to say, like, I'm going to go get the belt, but you never saw the belt? I know some of you saw the belt. This isn't a therapy session. But you remember how, like, dad would always, like, threaten way more than he ever showed it? As a matter of fact, I think the only time my dad ever took his belt out was when we were at the dry cleaner, just to let you know. So then the King of Swords pops out here and kind of says, like, we need to kind of, like, come correct. So this is you standing up for yourself. You know why? Because you're part of the greater good. Aquarius card comes out. The Star card lets you know that you're part of something bigger than what you've been facing this entire time. So any of these wounds, anything from the family, anything from relationships, you are kicking ass and taking names. You know why I'm going to say this? You had to learn how to control your emotions connected to it, Esther. True story. That's what they're saying. The King of Swords is actually letting you know that this is fixed energy too. By the way, a very high Aquarian energy here. Tons of Aquarian energy. Air sign, Aquarian fixed energy right here. Aquarius is sitting right here, up here in the upper left-hand corner for the block, Alex. Right? And then, of course, you got the Star card, which is also Aquarian as well. A lot of fixed energy. And why not go full bore with the fixed energy? Everybody freaks out at this card, but you shouldn't. This is about you transforming. The Death card comes out not as a negative. Get this death thing out of our head like it's a bad thing. I'm not saying I'm running off the cliff like a lemming, but let me tell you something. Change is good. And this is the change card. This is knocking it out of the park. CC DeVille from Poison. I may or may not know the entire catalog of the first 3 albums, just in case I need to sit in on a band, just to let you know. Anyways, so Esther, here's the positive part about this. This is about change. This has transformed you. You are not the same person because of those experiences. And oh my God, Fezzik just fell down the cliff. Here we go. Talk about a faith changer. Wherever I am all there. It's about being present. Wow. Taking the emotion out of it, not losing sleep over it. The World card comes out because there's a destiny for you. You needed to learn this in this life. And guess what? You learned that you're part of the greater good and you were able to transform into somebody new. Esther, I really hope this resonates with you. Listen, that was a really good read. Some of you are just like, is he a Leo? He's a Leo rising. Oh, God. But let me tell you something about the benefit of that there, Esther. You transformed. Congratulations. Growth is hard. Esther, thanks for getting that one right. Boy, that was pretty fantastic. And then we're going to go over here to Kiara Clay. I can't believe we got a 2 for here. Am I saying that correctly, Kara? It's probably Kara. Kiara. By the way, you want to have fun, try and announce Irish names. You know, after Siobhan and Sierra and Shonan. Like, oh my gosh, I love those names. Love them. By the way, it's called Brandon, not Brandon. Oh, I got it right, Kiara. Beautiful name. All right, Kiara, here you go. And thank you for being a music buff for you to getting that. And by the way, I don't care if you Googled it, you still got it right before anybody else. 2 of Wands coming up. This is about a decision. This is about your growth. 6 of Cups. Hierophant comes out. It's doing the right thing. I have a feeling I know where I'm going with this. So the 2 of Cups is really about it, or the two of Wands is about a decision. It's about you holding the world in the palm of your hand. The 6 of Cups is about a good idea. It could also mean a child. It might be you prioritizing things. It might be you growing something that is meant to be out into the world. It doesn't always necessarily mean a child, but it's all the things that represent a child, a good idea, perhaps, or maybe art or creativity. And then the Hierophant is really about doing it the right way. It's also about change, about having the confidence that you can sit in the driver's seat. You are worthy. Brandon Kane, shout out for that one, brother. Am I right or am I right? It's not Brandon. Anyways, I'm liking where this one's going. You are divine, Kiara. Star card comes out on top of the 2 of Wands, which tells me that any of the challenges that you've had have kind of been like a past life thing, something connected to your Akashic records. The 6 of Cups are connected here to the Knight of Pentacles. Let me tell you something. This is a strong, solid offer. You may think it's a pie in the sky thing, but it's a little bit of a sure thing. And why not? We talk about all your maturity. Not only are you changing, but you also got the 9 of Hermit. The 9 of Hermit. Just to let you know, that's actually a medical condition, the 9 of Hermits. If you get the 9 of Hermits, you need to get a topical cream and an injectable, just to let you know. But the Hermit, the 9 card, also has the snake. It's actually about change. So how about this? You're doubling down on the change, and you're also carrying the light for other people. You just figured out how to do it, Kiara. You are, thank you for finding that funny. Kiara, you are a powerhouse of this. Oh, I've got all of these all over this. Okay. This is about your mental health. It's about where your head's at. It's about where you want to go with it. I have abundant energy, vitality, and wellness. Kiara, if something's burdening you here, like the decision, that's the burden card, but everything else gets like, you just got to do the right thing. Put your faith into it, by the way. The Hermit is the faith card, by the way. People are like, what? You know, go ahead, put your bustle in a hedgerow. Get along now. Right? My regards, Jimmy Page. The Hermit represents your spiritual evolution and your spiritual journey. The Hermit card comes out in a tarot reading. It's about you are willing to face and reconcile what faith brings you. Oh, by the way, did you guys know that I still do home parties? I actually do a lot of them. If you ever want to connect with me, and by the way, don't shortchange it even if you're in another part of the country. I have been doing a lot of traveling for such things. It's a lot of fun. I'm actually going to be announcing other parts of the country I'm going to be going to. I'm really excited. Had to shelf some of the ideas that I had. Wasn't a good time for me. Wasn't the right timing. But I know that I'm going to be tackling some other areas here. Hold on a second. I'm going to go back to this here. So Kiara, thanks so much for being a part of things. I hope that resonated with you. Hope so. No, it's right. Okay. That was me saying your name, not the reading itself. Did you say the reading was right? I'll input my own thing. But anyways, just shoot me a message on any one of the social media things or go to my website. Like and subscribe. Thanks, Kiara. Thanks for being a part of it. Yeah, the home parties are a lot of fun. I have a great time with this. You like these kind of like side jokes and that sort of thing. I have a lot of fun with it. I approach mediumship like a comedian. So I have things like callbacks. I have things that are part of the presentation, if you will. And I always find funny. I always find funny things. I always find funny things about the people that love us. And by the way, remember when I said at the top of the hour, and I talked about people always having something that's not like their best look. If you don't think a medium knows that, and always pay attention to how a medium presents your loved ones. Let's call this out. Let me get on a soapbox for 30 seconds here. Pay attention to how mediums talk about your loved ones. If they don't talk about them in respect, if they go right for the, oh, that was a gruesome death. What? Get up and leave. Guess what? Death is not pretty, no matter. Or, hey, they were doing this flim and flam and flisk and flask and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes mediums work out their stuff on the people that they're supposed to be helping. I certainly did early in my career. I recognize that. You had to reconcile it. But now it seems to be an epidemic because people aren't coming correct. Some people love to sit in their traumas and all they can read is trauma. Okay, recognize that though. Recognize that if you want to find the light in someone, find readers, find mediums that recognize the light. I know the dark is there. I can tell you where the dark is in 2.2 seconds. That's not the point. That's not my job. My job is to find the light. Because you're asking for a reading because you want to honor that person. You want to feel connected to them. You miss them and they miss you. And for whatever time we have together, that's our chance. By the way, in the past 2 weeks, in the past month, I've had the opportunity to see people I haven't seen in a couple of years. I've had the honor of working with people in their celebration of life. I've had the opportunity to help some reunifications happen. I've had the opportunity to be connected with two sisters that hadn't spoken to each other in a while, get their act together and say, what are we fighting for? This, come on, guys. There is enough. Why do you think I just stopped doing nothing but political stuff? It was killing me. It was killing me. And I'm like, oh yeah, everybody watch it. Even my friends were just like, I'm like, hey, did you watch? And they're like, I don't really need to hear your take on the state of affairs right now. Oh, I'm going to respect that boundary. I also respect that they told me. Right? You miss them and they miss you. Exactly, Tanya. Exactly. Oh, I appreciate that, Mary Jo. I do have some shows coming up here in upstate New York. I'm actually at a place called Hoosie's up in Mayfield. Jill, who is the proprietor there, her and her husband decided to buy it. It's a family dream. They run it as a family business. She said we could use some help in a packed house in the middle of the week, so I'll be there on a Wednesday. Yes, Donna, as a matter of fact, I do. I also am going to be down at the Arsenal Tavern, and I'm going to be out in Canajoharie as well. I do have some upcoming dates that are not announced yet in Utica. I also have another one a little bit downstate towards Rhinebeck. And oh, by the way, Florida, I haven't forgotten you. Don't you worry. Stay tuned, Florida. Some big, big stuff coming there with that. I wanted to do it right. I got good friends down there. I'm not letting them down. I hope you guys are still on board here because we are going to fly. I love how you write it out. It's Lucas and Melissa Collins. That's awesome. So you're on like another Facebook. South Carolina, the Carolinas are in the mix. As a matter of fact, I am talking to somebody in Greensboro. Basically from Nashville down to Savannah is actually going to be a run. How about that for you, Angelina? It's like I'm a medium. It's like I knew you were going to ask about Georgia. I hear the Devils down there. Right? But yeah, also, if you know of venues that could be able to host me, feel free to send me a message. I decided to do this more organically. Bainbridge, yes, I'm going to be in Bainbridge in a couple of weeks. Thank you, Carl. Carl, you know I'm coming to you next. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so the Arsenal Tavern is actually half sold out, so go ahead and get tickets. Bainbridge, ? Carl, I'm coming to you next. Yeah, I'm actually going to be down there the entire day on March 30th. A good friend of mine, Seven Stones, Tina, she bit the bullet. and she is going to be, it would actually be in the fall, Angelina. Because from what I understand, everybody leaves. You don't go south in the summer. Just gonna be the heavy guy with a beard and say we're not gonna go south in the summer, but it's gonna be in the fall. And so Tina down at Seven Stones, and by the way, look them up. They really have a good Facebook presence and an Instagram presence. She does auctions, crystal auctions, that sort of thing. She's a fantastic person. She's doing the work. We all got something, right? But she's got it where it counts, and she is plugging along. And let me tell you, I'm going to encourage that till the end of the day. And one of the challenges that she has is that she's sort of in the middle of nowhere, but she's in between Oneonta and Binghamton, and she is a destination. She is worthwhile to go to. Pick on March 30th. If you're in the Capital District and you want a field trip on a Saturday, in the afternoon, I am doing a sound healing. I'm going to be doing, the gongs. Where's the gongs? I got gongs everywhere. I'm going to be bringing down the gongs and the bowls and the drums and the guitar and all that other stuff. I may actually even be doing some of my new music when I'm down in Bainbridge. It's a wonderful song. It's about a girl that meets a boy and falls in love with her son. Wait, what? Yes, in Bainbridge. Because she fell in love with an Irish Spring boy just before the 4th of July. I cannot wait for you guys to hear this. You know how sometimes you do something and you're like, oh my gosh, did I do that? I genuinely, the problem that I've had, and first of all, my voice has been just a little bit off. I'm actually falling in love with what I'm creating. Can't take that away from me. Oh, by the way, when you talk about me, when I walk into a room, I know it. And it doesn't matter anymore because I'm creating something you can't touch. You'll talk about that after I leave, after I play it. Oh, so good. Carl finds offense with me calling Bainbridge in the middle of nowhere. I figured it out. Oh gosh, Melinda, when somebody asked me earlier about doing some more astrology, I'm going to be doing some astrology on the eclipse, about how it's going to be affecting you, how it's you got to pay attention to your houses on this one. So you really need to know when you were born, in terms of like what time, not when you were born, like what day, but actually your time. Oh, and by the way, Penny has a great tool out there figuring out your rising sign. That sets the primer for everything that's going to affect that. Check out her video on that. And she's got a simple course, and I'm calling it simple because astrology is like, whew, like it's everything. It's like, this is trine to this, and this is sextile, and this is conjunct, and this is whatever. Check out Penny's page, pennydix.com. She's got a downloadable course to help you understand just that part of astrology. It's super cool. All right, guys. Carl, thanks so much for tuning in with this. I'm going to get us up and running. Gonna finish strong here and see how many I can do in about 15 minutes. And by the way, the reason why I keep these a little bit short is because it is energy, right? It's energy, it's connection, it's all that other good stuff. But Carl, right out of the gate, woohoo! Knight of Wands, rock star, Page of Pentacles. Let's talk about your ideas that you want to develop. And oh, by the way, you don't get any. It's not Barry White's fault. The Lovers comes out, and by the way, this is a Gemini card. So you're really talking about the fire energy, the practicality, and then, of course, the choice. The Lovers card was actually originally called the Choice card, right? Ta-da. Here we go. The Hierophant. This is you always trying to do the right thing, always trying to be a gentleman there. The Nine of Cups. This is about abundance. This is about sharing. You are, if I didn't know, the High Priestess comes out. I thought it was a Lovers card again. Whew. How about this one? Hang on, Mary Jo. Rockstar. Rockstar time. I need a button that just says Rockstar. Hierophant with the Knight of Wands. This is you coming in being chivalrous. This is you coming in doing the right thing. Might be a little pompous, but guess what? You're taking the lead on this. The Page of Pentacles is your new idea, the new way you want to spend your time. Reason being is because you want to be able to share it with other people and help others. Then you get hit with two major arcanas between the Lovers card and the High Priestess. This is about you recognizing your role in life and your role to others. If I didn't know better, I'd say you want to create some sort of nonprofit so that you can take care of other people just based on what it is that I'm seeing right here. Go ahead, give me a confirm or a deny. That's just kind of how this stuff rolls, right? Oh, I get one of these long-winded things. Here you go, Carl. I speak to myself with respect, love, and kindness. And in turn, the universe surrounds me with people who do the same. By the way, you're a good time. Not like that. Although, whatever, Carl. Teach their own. I don't know what else you do in the middle of nowhere. But listen, what a great spread for you, because what this is talking about is your idea coming to fruition because you're meant to help others. You're meant to help them understand their purpose. Great job, Carl. Great job. Great job. Hope you're still listening. All right. Melinda. Hi, how are you? Again, MJ, hang on for a second. Leslie, to answer your question, I do group readings and I do private as well. I have been at this for over 15 years. Carl says, let's talk over on Facebook. Well, friend, here we are. There we go. Melinda, questions about the lunar. Let's talk about you for a second. The Hierophant comes out. Then the Nine of Cups comes out. Have we not just seen all these cards? If this is a High Priestess, we got to talk. It's not. But holy Toledo. But holy kid. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, Leslie, go if you want to set up a. Oh, by the way, you guys do know that I have a special right now for readings. You can get 25% off. It's B Day 25. 24. No, it's B Day 25 because it's 25% off. B as in Brandon, day, DAY, 25 is my birthday month. It's good for the whole month, 25% off. Anyways, 5, we're talking about the change here, the Hierophant, doing the right thing, making sure that you're stable. The Nine of Cups comes out about abundance, but then you're a little bit worried. It looks like you've been stung a little bit, maybe in the past, where you're like, I don't want to give it out here a little bit. Oh, yeah, you got tagged. You got tagged by somebody somewhere along the line here, Melinda. Melinda, the Five of Swords comes out, and a lot of people think that this is kind of like a deviousness. What it really is that it talks about being able to be connected to doing the right thing. You're going to be judicious about it, and you're going to take what's yours. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. Then the Wheel of Fortune comes out, lands it right here in the middle of it. You're really meant to provide for others and be of abundance. And oh, by the way, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of secrecy. You got the Four of Pentacles connected to the Three of Pentacles. What this tells me is that you might feel a little bit tight, but there's nothing wrong with bringing it close to the vest here, right? Nothing wrong with that at all. No thing wrong with that at all. All right, here we go. How about a little advice? Knocks this one out of the park. Everything I need is already within me. You're taking it and going home. You have your own inner core. Yes, you're about abundance, but you're like, I'm only going to share with the people I'm supposed to. And then you bring it close to your vest. Gosh, I love that this is what I do for a living. By the way, I am a full-time medium. This is all I do. I do shows, I do readings, travel the world. I have a book and a YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. By the way, have you read the book? Have you read The Funny You Should Say That book out on Amazon? Order it now. It'll be there for you for your Saturday night reading pleasure. Ta-da. All right, here we go. Melinda, thanks so much for coming. Mary Jo would love a quick read. High Priestess. I'm sorry, am I being a pun on jokes? I only dog paddle. Anybody want a peanut? Oh, transition. Oh, saucy Mary Jo. Saucy. The High Priestess, the B and the J is Boaz and Joachim. It is about the old way, is about understanding what you were born into. The Death card is about the transformation. You're breaking family cycles here, Mary Jo. You're breaking family cycles. By the way, you are adding to the family history, the family lore, the family idea, the ancestral stuff that you're looking to go with. And by the way, the change had to come in and you had to not be emotional about it. I'm sorry to say this. Not everybody's going to agree with you, but sometimes you just got to do the right thing. This abundance card, this 10, come on. I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up, guys. The Queen of Pentacles comes out along with the 10 of Pentacles. What this is telling us, you're reaping the rewards of change. with the family. And by the way, breaking ancestral wounds, stupid difficult, guys. I get it. I understand. Mary Jo, I think that you are knocking that out of the park. Oh my gosh, Melinda, you got that saying in your Oracle cards? Hold on a second. I don't want to lose that one. That everything is within you. That's awesome. Awesome. Mary Jo, back to you, because this is like a Gemini energy right now. All right, here you go. Here's your Oracle. I am aligned with the energy of abundance. Oh, look at that. The Pentacles. You have aligned yourself. Way to go. Way to break the same stuff over and over again. The ancestral wounds. Blah, 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 blah. You're kicking ass and taking names, Mary Jo. Thanks so much for playing along. You have been an excellent participant. Don't just jump out of there. Brendan, yeah, you're into it, Brendan. Did I just say that out loud? Oh my God. Tanya, thanks so much for plugging the book. That is funny. You should say that. Here you go. Page of Cups. The Emperor. Some Aries energy there, and then the Page of Wands. The reason why I'm turning these guys up right side up is because Spirit's telling me that. Then we've got the Seven of Swords, a little more complex with the Seven of Swords. The Eight of Wands comes out. Holy Toledo. And then the 10 of Wands. Okay, all right, here we go. Is it Tanya or is it Tanya? Is it Tanya Tucker or is it Tanya? Tanya. All right, anyways. Tanya. I'm here to help. The Page of Cups is that new idea, but you have been burned before whenever you've taken the lead. Maybe it's taken a step in love. Maybe it's taken a step in your creativity. Maybe it's like, hey, I want to do that paint and sip thing, and I found this really cool picture, but am I even a good artist? What am I doing here? I really like that so-and-so down at the Curly Q. I want to be able to say hi to them. I don't really know. Why is he going to look up? Just because you have literally been shot down before does not mean that you're going to get shot down again, right? Remember Shaquille O'Neal, big, tall basketball player? Could play every position. Actually, he couldn't. He had one job. I pick things up, I put them down. Great guy, though. You know what he would do? He would get put on the free throw line, and his shooting percentage was 50%. He would shoot the first one, and he would miss it. What are the odds that he would make the second one? Still 50%. You have to remember that the odds never change until you show something different, right? You have to make 3 in a row to change that to 51%. You have to keep that in mind because it's coming quick. The Emperor is about doing the right thing. This is about you saying, I have to do this way. Page of Wands comes out and sits here and says, hey, maybe I need to do this a little bit differently because it is on your brain and you can't let it go. Of course, you're short, Tanya. But let's give you a little bit of encouragement here. Are you ready? Oh, I wonder if you're doing something with the community. I cultivate community and connection. Maybe this is about you taking a leadership role. Maybe this is about you feeling like, I don't know, it's softball, baseball season, everybody. Maybe they ask you to run the concession stand. Maybe they ask you to be a coach. Maybe you're like, I wasn't all that great of a player. It doesn't matter. Get out there, go help them. Tanya, maybe it's about helping out down at the senior center. Maybe it's just you being vigilant about something. Go get it. Go get it. Tanya, I'm glad that you're a part of things. It's Tanya. Let's take this one. Can you talk to the dead? No. The dead can't talk. The dead resonate, though. You've got to remember that they've lost all of their faculties. They are no longer a meat suit. They are a vibration. I have been trying to figure out how I work from day one. Why am I able to do this? First of all, there's purpose, like why me? But more importantly, it's kind of like, how so? Urgum Skirgum. I love the name. I will tell you the story about my ability to talk to the dead. I communicate. I energetically connect. Why not me? Exactly, Kat. You nailed it. So I had to realize that the connection here, and by the way, I think it's a great question, right? Because it's vibration. We have to start thinking in terms of vibration, right? The Eight of Swords allows you to be blindfolded, pay attention to your intuition. And then I realized that there was a real practical application to my gift. Real application of my gift. And I realized that I needed to mature it. It was immature for a long time. And I have to tell you, I've had nothing but joy in becoming who I'm meant to be. By the way, is that message sort of for me? It sure is. You asked a question about me. Here it is. Let's see what the other response is. Guess what? I use my intuition to spread the light, to spread the sunlight. By the way, I also learned that my gift needed to be protected. Hello, Queen of Wands. Right? And then I realized that in order to bring joy to people, I needed to have a new approach in every situation that I've ever been in. I really dig that reading. Thank you for asking that question, because the Eight of Swords is really about your intuition. No matter what's going on around you, can you go within? The Knight of Pentacles is recognizing that there's value. Also a little hint of immaturity. I definitely had to deal with that. Everybody deals with it when you start working with this, right? And then the 10 of Cups is about, I just love this. I find pure joy. And by the way, some people try and steal my light. Some people take and steal and whatever. Okay, all right. But I have to be okay with it. Then the Sun comes out. Guess what? Everything has always landed on its feet when I use my intuition correctly. Just does. By the way, it looks like a train wreck sometimes, but here we are. Then the Queen of Wands comes out, because that's the protection I needed to have to my gift. I needed to be able to say yes and no, and this is the reason why you can or you can't. That was just for one of you. And then the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups comes out to remind me to have that youthful play. You know, I don't know if you guys catch my messages, and I would love to be able to do them every day. For whatever reason, I'm not in routine to do them every day all the time. But I met somebody who I knew a long time ago, or at least, you know, when I was in the throes of this and had a space and, you know, all that other good stuff. Had a 2,500 square foot house and practitioners and blah, 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 ego abound. And they came back around and they said, hey, let's get together and let's talk and let's do this sound thing and let's do this and blah, 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 blah. Then I'm like, sure, that's fantastic. I would be happy to hear any of these great ideas because I have a gift. And then I said, but here's my rules, here's my regs, here's the things that, here's my do's and don'ts. And then sure enough, all of a sudden they said, boy, you've changed. Why? Because you can't just take advantage of me. I have a gift. I have a gift of time, a gift of talent, a gift of ability. I'm going to bring out this badass woman and have her protected for me. And guess what? I changed. They couldn't be a part of my life. Then, just a few days after that, I was in a reading with a couple of people that had come to me. And one of them was somebody that I've known since I was like 6, 7 years old in grade school. And in the middle of the reading, she starts laughing. She goes, oh my God, you haven't changed a bit. There he is, everybody. Brandon in 2nd grade. And that was probably my hairstyle, though. Think of it curlier, though. I used to hang out with seahorses, too. That was kind of fun. But always kind of recognize that you are meant to be where you are, and you have to learn the lessons. Let's see what kind of advice I can give myself in all of this. True story. I use my financial abundance to better my life and the lives of others, and you'll never hear about it. Just know I do it. And by the way, those of you that are close to the vest here with me, those of you that I do come to your home parties and that sort of thing, I'll tell you tidbits and stories, but I won't tell you the full perspective because I respect a lot of people. But I genuinely, and I do mean genuinely, help people every chance I get. Your gift isn't about you. My gift isn't about me. So Ergum Skirgum, great question. I'm going to do a couple of more here. Tina, thanks so much for joining. And when I say joining, she is now an audience member. So guess where we're going? How about the Ace of Cups? How about the ultimate in abundance? How about God? How about creator divine stuff? And then, thanks so much, Patty. And then the judgment card. Oh, hold on a second. Brandon, are you giving me judgment right out of the way here? Yeah, I am, because the judgment is 2.0. Congratulations, Tina. You are no longer stuck with who you are. The Queen of the Wands comes out. And by the way, Black Cat comes in. This is your intuition. The only time it shows up in the entire tarot. But this is Largest is in charge. So this is you always being abundant. By the way, every mistake you've ever made, every challenge you've ever had, it created a new you. And look at you, you badass son of a gun. Ergum said I dressed weird in second grade. I went to a Catholic school. Trust me. By the way, I'll tell a story after this. It's kind of fun. All right, here we go. So the Ace of Cups. This is the conflict of being. This is your challenge of worthiness. Not going to lie. This is you saying, you're abundant, you're worthy. Look at all your happiness. Look at all your joy. Look at all your love. And then you say, am I worthy? Then the judgment card gets answered by the Knight of Cups. This is about your passion. This is you deciding, okay, this is what it's worth. This is who I love. This is where I'm going with this. And then would you look at this? Temperance comes out with the Queen of Wands. It's understanding that there's two sides to every story. It is allowing you to recognize that you're meant to be something better, but you don't have to be everything all the time for everybody. Oh, that was a lesson for me. I'll tell you that much. From the middle of the deck, I create my own calm. How about that one? Ergum Skirgum from Scotland. Thank you so much. It's the middle of the night. You should get some sleep, friend. Hope to see you again soon. Tina, I'm okay with that read. Way to kick ass, take names. Look at you go. Thank you for joining the channel. Thanks for being in the audience. They absolutely love through song for sure. Nailed it on the head. All right, I'm okay with that. Karen, thank you so much for the kind words. I don't know if everybody else can see it, but yeah, the peace and passing is always a thing. Fantastic. Let's Kat, thanks so much. We're gonna wrap up here. Why not me? Well, why not you? Kat, thanks so much for being part of the journey here. And so much so, I'm going to say that you are a game changer. You change the setting, right? And then you realize that you can take charge. You look at things a little bit differently, and then you grow with it. You dive into it, and you grow. And let me tell you something. That Cancerian energy comes through here. You're able to see both sides of it. You're able to see the light and the dark. You're able to recognize that you're worthy. The star shows up. This is some divine right stuff. Come on. Come on. Energy is everything. Energy is everything. Hangman, guess what? The Magician, you had to learn that there were other sides of the story, so you had to develop anything that was like a weak muscle, right? I'm not saying you have a weak muscle, but everybody has strengths and weaknesses. You focused in on your weaknesses and you became a complete person. Congratulations there, Kat. And then you know what? That Ace of Wands is also answered with the Page of Swords. And guess what the Page of Swords really kind of conveys here? The Page of Swords actually talks about that kind of like new idea, but the Ace of Wands is about the action. So this is a Taskmaster combo. This is you saying, I have an idea. How do I progress it? Look at you. Oh gosh. And then the Knight of Wands comes out along with the Chariot. What are you conquering? I don't know if you're getting out there and you're doing something different here, Kat. Oh, by the way, one of the songs is going to be the Led Zeppelin cover of Thank You. It'll also be the entire astrology of Led Zeppelin. Because if the sun refused to shine, I will still be loving you. I don't know why I felt the need to share that with you, but this is the progress of you stepping into your own light, your own purpose, your own divine right. Kat, I really hope you stuck around for this one. I mean, not for nothing, but this is pretty good. Yes, and you can get the cool t-shirt on tbrandonruss.com. Hey, Kat, I can't think of a better way to give you this card here. My heart is happy. My heart is full. The lessons that you learn are sometimes the way that you're meant to be. And don't forget, sometimes the reputation of who you are is different from your value system of who you want to be. At the heart of that, it was love. It was his connection. It was his energy, right? Well, you really can't see him. There we go. And think about it. He didn't focus in on being away from her for 7 years. He focused in on the time that he had with her then. Yes, he did a little dicey thing and brought her into the fire swamp, but think about it in terms of he knew who he was and he knew where his compass was. Those are the people to have in your life. The people that have a compass. Not just a moral compass, but a compass on who am I? What am I doing? It doesn't mean they can't struggle. Everybody got a little struggle in them. Doesn't mean that you can't have a down day. Doesn't mean that you might not have a bad stretch, right? Everybody's got that. Everybody gets a slump, right? But think about the undying nature of his quest to connect with her. What a great movie. That movie was great on so many levels. The director, Rob Reiner, was a great storyteller, is a great storyteller. I mean, how many other countless movies has he done that make you go, wow? When Harry Met Sally, it's about how they just can't shake one another, right? His truth was in her being connected, right? All the things that she was flawed with, he was like, I don't care. I'm willing to see you through it. Oh, you're now the Dread Pirate Roberts? I still love you. I mean, look at A Few Good Men with Rob Reiner. Talk about a compass. I'm going to go down with the ship to say you were wrong. I'm going to hold you accountable. It was actually a love story on doing the right thing, no matter the cost. And let's not forget Spinal Tap. I mean, is there a better rock movie than Spinal Tap that just makes you... And by the way, anybody that's ever been in a band cringes at that. I'm sorry, you want me to put a cucumber where? It's not a cucumber. But it's a satirical look at ego. That's what Spinal Tap was. It was a satirical look at ego. So what do we learn here today? We learned that you're going to go over to the YouTube channel and become a member. $2.99. My amp goes up to 11 ergum. I can't wait to share with you. By the way, did I mention that I'm going to be doing live music again? Been practicing, been working on it. It's time. The canvas is ready. The artist is ready. So much to do. What do we learn here today? We learned that you're on a journey. We learn that there's going to be things that go right and things that don't go right. We've learned that sometimes you cut your ties, sometimes you got to remember who you are. You learn that we're human. Isn't it fucking awesome that we're human? Of all the things we could be, we're human. Right now, we're human. We feel. Did you feel the sunshine? You're in upstate New York. It hit 49 degrees, 52 degrees, whatever. Oh my gosh, it's warm out. What is that temperature? What is that sensation? Fantastic. Isn't it great when somebody says hello to you out of the blue and sincerely means it? Have a good day. Don't tell me what to do. Or do you say, oh my gosh, I want you to have a good day too? I want to thank you guys for being part of my journey. I do appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe on whatever platform you're on. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. I do have a TikTok account, and based on what's going on politically, I think I'm going to brush it off and make sure I get it out there. It is fucking ridiculous. Are you kidding me? You're going to take away platforms because they're regulated by the Chinese government. Meanwhile, 98% of all businesses in the United States are regulated by some sort of federal or state institution. That's what I think about that, dipshits. Collusion. The things that are obvious we can't deal with, and we're going to go digging deep. Yeah. All right, Cindy, good to see you. Ergum, thanks for joining. Patty, thanks for the words of encouragement. Denise, I'll catch you next time. Sharon, thanks so much. CC99. By the way, CC, every single time I see you, I always think of that CC, I think it was CC 100. I'm not in love, so don't forget him. It's just a silly phase I'm going through. Just because I call you up doesn't mean you've got it made. HLM, good to see you. Kat, I'm appreciative to that as well. Make sure I catch everybody. Angelina, I'll see you soon. Thanks so much. Karen, again, great post. Thank you. Tart and Spice. Oh, somebody mentioned about the thing. This is what I'm going to leave with. So when I was in 8th grade, I argued, why do I have to wear a tie? And they said, because that's what boys wear. And I said, what if I wanted to wear a jumper? And they said that would be silly. So I came to school. And by the way, those of you that went to St. Agnes in the mid 80s, I am not gender bending at all. I know where my preferences are, but I wanted to make a point. I tried out for the cheerleading team and said, I don't have to play basketball. I'll be on the cheerleading team. They're like, well, it's an all girls cheerleading team. And I said, well, not anymore. Not if I try out. And they're like, well, you can't try out. Why not? Because you're a boy. And I go, it seems like discrimination. So then I wore a jumper to school one day. And let me tell you something. I don't know how you guys stay warm. I understand the shorts now, everybody. Thank you very much. I ended up in the principal's office and she said, that's not the uniform. And I said, yes, it is. It's a uniform. I saw Michelle wearing it. I saw Kathy wearing it. I saw Debbie wearing it. They were all wearing it. And they said, but they're all girls. And I said, but that's all uniform. And then she said, why are you trying to be so difficult? And then I said, thank you for being part of my journey. So Sister Mary Knucklepants, I'm sorry to tell you, but I won that round. Heart taps out to everybody. Thanks for being part of my journey. And remember to keep going. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.